Katy Perry. We know the name. We know her songs like Firework, Raw and Dark Horse, or even Hot and Cold and I Kissed a Girl if we're going way back. Since 2008, Katy Perry has been a major fixture in the music industry, in pop culture, and on the charts. She's released 4 studio albums which have all reached the top 10 on the Billboard 200, and 3 of them have gone number 1. But it's the singles that get the most attention and that sell like crazy. She is the only artist in history to have 3 songs certified diamond in the US. Teenage Dream became the first album by a female and the second album overall to have 5 number 1 singles from one album, joining Michael Jackson, who accomplished the same feat in 1987 with Bad. Katy Perry has sold 103 million digital singles in the US alone. It's very clear she's very successful and she ruled the majority of the 2010s. However, in 2017, things didn't look so good for the singer. People were almost turning their heads away from her as she went from this Katy Perry to this Katy Perry. It was a complete 180. Although Witness was a very successful era with a number 1 album, a top 5 single, and the videos did extremely well on YouTube, the general public didn't get behind her. The album received mixed reviews, she was being criticized a lot, and the album wasn't doing well in terms of sales and longevity. Since Chained to the Rhythm, Katy hasn't had a top 10 on the Hot 100, and she's had singles fail to even chart. So how did Katy go from having 5 number 1s and 10 top 5 singles in a row to having songs that barely break the charts? Is it the end of Katy Perry? Let's see how her career has been since Witness. Firstly, we'll start with the collaboration she's done. I know technically this one was during the Witness era, but I'm still gonna count it. She was on the song Feels by Calvin Harris, Big Sean and Pharrell, which was this disco funk song, becoming a double platinum hit in both the UK and US, top 20 on the Hot 100 and became Katy's 5th number 1 in the UK. In 2019, she was part of 365 with Zedd and on a remix of Con Calma by Daddy Yankee. 365 was this pop house track which received good reviews. It achieved moderate success, hitting the top 40 in over 20 countries, and went number 1 in 5 countries. However, it didn't make a lasting impact on the Hot 100, only going number 86, but hit the top 10 on the dance chart. The song is solid, with a nice video, and considering both artists are quite big names, I'm very surprised this wasn't a lot bigger. However, Con Calma was very successful. The song was already becoming a hit, with the video surpassing over 1 billion views on YouTube, so it is hard to see what Katy did to contribute to the song's further success. Where her feature may have had the most impact would have been in the US, where the song was sent to radio, and the song hit the top 30 on the Hot 100 and lasted for 25 weeks, which is Katy's longest lasting song since Wide Awake in 2012. The remix didn't get good reviews, however, with people finding the remix weird and eye-rolling, and one reviewer said that the song might even be trying to sabotage her career, but overall it was a pretty successful collaboration. Now onto her solo stuff. In 2018, she released an Amazon Music exclusive Christmas song called Cozy Little Christmas. The song is very bubbly and a very nice Christmas song. The song received good reviews, calling it festive, adorable and cute, with one reviewer saying the song is an appropriate step back and a deep breath for Katy. Despite only being available on Amazon, the song hit the Billboard Hot 100 at number 53 and number 1 on the Adult Contemporary chart. It's also hit the UK Top 40 for the last 2 years in a row. We have now entered what is known as the Smile era, starting with Never Really Over, released May 31st, 2019. The song saw Katy work with Zedd again on a more electropop nostalgic sound and almost like a return to classic Katy, but still fresh. The song was noted for its tongue-tied chorus and hailed as one of her best hooks in a while. The song had a pretty good debut, debuting in the top 20 in most countries, including the US, where it became her highest debut since Chained to the Rhythm, and in the UK it had a similar opening and was constantly on radio. However, the song started going down just as it looked like it was going to stick around, making a really quick exit. However, the song has done really well on streaming. It's closing in on 400 million streams on Spotify. Small Talk was the next release in August 2019, and it didn't make the same impact as Never Really Over, and personally I would call this Katy's most boring song she's ever released, so I wasn't surprised when this song didn't do much. She followed up that song with Harley's in Hawaii, which was a more tropical pop song and was a lot better than Small Talk in my opinion. The song failed to chart on the Billboard Hot 100 and also didn't get sent to radio, so I think this was more of a promo single. The final song she released before the lead single from the the album was Never Worn White, released March 5th of 2020, which is a beautiful wedding song and also where she revealed that she was pregnant. Now, despite the news of her pregnancy making a lot of noise, that didn't create much buzz for the single, and yet again, she failed to chart the Hot 100. However, we could make the argument that the world was basically flipped upside down in March due to COVID-19, so that did take center stage. Now we come to Katy's lead single, Daisies, which is an acoustic pop song about overcoming adversity. This is Katy's most commercial song since Never Really Over, debuting at number 40 on the Hot 100 and charted moderately well across Europe. The song was praised for its atmosphere and sound, but criticized for, as The Guardian puts it, being every other power ballad Katy Perry has ever done. Which I actually agree with, because even though it's a good song, it's the same message over and over again, so it doesn't sound like anything new. Lastly, we have the title track Smile, which is a fun pop track about finding your happiness again. It's a really fun track, and I personally really enjoyed it and think it's better than Daisies. So this was a summary of Katy's music career since Witness, an album that was hailed as the start of the end of Katy Perry. The album was criticized from everything from the production, to the lyrics, to the aesthetic. Since then, she hasn't been the big star like she was before. But why is that? What was it about Witness that turned people away from Katy Perry? Well, I think this video will explain it.
What is this? There's something wrong with the house! I don't like change!
Katy went from the classic black long hair we've known her for and this bubblegum pop sound, and then went blonde and got this short pixie cut, and the music also changed. Yes, I Was a Chain to the Rhythm had the signature Katy sound, but the rest of the album was very different and experimented more. But people preferred the classic Katy with the fun pop songs, but not the Katy which talked about feminism, equality, and politics. Katy said that this album stripped away her persona of Katy Perry and introduced Katherine Hudson, but people didn't want it. However, why when Katy changed, people weren't impressed, but when Miley did almost the exact same thing in 2013, she became the biggest pop star of that year. Well, Miley was kind of in the same situation as Katy. She wanted to break out of the Hannah Montana persona and the good girl image she was known and loved for, and she did try first time with Can't Be Tamed, but that didn't go down too well for her either. So she made an even more drastic change, and instead of making herself more edgy like she did with Can't Be Tamed, she became someone completely different and shocked everybody. And it worked. Also, Bangers, which was released the same year as Prism, was widely successful not only because of the shock value Miley provided and the fact that she had 2 hit singles before the album was released, but personally, Bangers was an interesting pop album that incorporated hip hop and R&B, which was becoming very popular again, and you could see many pop acts like Katy incorporating that same sound into their music, but Miley embraced it the most. But where did Katy go wrong where Miley succeeded? Miley was breaking out and coming into her own, while Katy was stripping back and finding herself, which people didn't like. Lady Gaga did the same thing for Joanne, and although she received similar reactions, she was more successful because, like Miley, Gaga did something different, and instead of going with the trend, she went for a more raw vocal simple sound, which then made an impact as well. Records like Rainbow by Kesha, Sign of the Times by Harry Styles, and Golden Hour by Casey Musgrave are all compared to Joanne, and some say that she brought back the vocal era. So because Katy's Witness didn't achieve what Gaga and Miley did, although Witness is a decent album, people stopped caring. Also, I think Katy is just entering that stage in her career where she isn't having breakout hits anymore like she used to do. Because firstly, pop isn't the most dominant genre anymore. That's when Katy was at her highest. And also, we've entered the streaming era, and although Katy's numbers are far from low, they are not as high as acts like Billie Eilish, Juice WRLD, Ariana Grande, or even Drake. Her new album Smile is out in August, and the album doesn't really have that hit single, so will this album flop? Firstly, I would say Katy needs to be given a medal or something for not only releasing and promoting an album through a pandemic, but also while heavily pregnant. That is very impressive. I think the album will do okay. I think she's past her ultimate prime, but I think she has a strong fan base, and there is hype about the album, so I think it will do okay. But the real question is, has Katy Perry reached the end? Is she over? Katy Perry will never be over. She has cemented herself in the industry, so we couldn't get rid of her even if we tried. Has she reached her peak? I would say so, yes, but that isn't a bad thing. Plus, she's about to start her family now, so I don't think being the biggest pop star in the world is a priority for her anymore. She's been there, done that, got the t-shirt. She's seen success that some artists will never see. And just because the spark in her career isn't as bright as it used to be, the spark is still going, and I don't see it running out anytime soon. That is all we have time for today, and thank you for watching Music Rewind. Also, thank you, as we have reached over 100 subscribers on this channel, which is amazing. I'm so grateful, and hopefully we will continue to grow. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and tell me below, what do you think of Katy Perry's career, and do you think her career could possibly make a revival? Let me know, and I will see you later.